Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera B'Yamenu, Yavo Elenu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David. We are here with Carrie Cohn, who is going to talk about Havdalah and what it means to her, her experiences with Havdalah, and maybe even instruct us a little bit in the Havdalah service.
Maybe we'll do it.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Carrie, what are your first memories of the Havdalah service?
Well, first of all, I would like to explain the word Havdalah. Separation, the separation from the Shabbat, the holiness to the rest of the week. And it's more than anywhere else, it's so noticeable when you live in Israel. Here in the United States, the first day of the week is Monday.
Right.
In Israel, the first day of the week right after Shabbat is Sunday, a work day like any other day. And so therefore the separation between Shabbat, the holiness, and the rest of the work week is so much more meaningful, really and truly. I love the Havdalah service. It is, Shabbat is beautiful, but you little by little ease into the work week and waiting for the next Shabbat to begin again. I feel there are many people who still observe it and of course do it, but not enough people know about it or even enjoy doing it. Okay, when I was a very young child, of course, many years ago, the first thing I remember, my father would send me out into the street. In those days, children still played in the street, of course, right? Go out into the street, stand there and look at the sky. As soon as you see 3 stars, you come running in and the Havdalah service begins. You have to see 3 stars in the sky in order to know that Shabbat is over, depending, of course, at the time of year when this occurs. The Havdalah service is a simple ritual, doesn't take very long. As I said, the word Havdalah means separation, okay? And it involves basically 3 items. We start out Shabbat Friday evening with candle lighting. Beautiful white candles to usher in the Shabbat. To differentiate the candle lighting from beginning of Shabbat to the end of Shabbat, use a braided thick candle. I believe the idea of the braiding and or sometimes it is twisted, but the thick fat candles, I believe there could be either 5 or 7 wicks. It's supposed to be enough to light the whole week from Monday to Friday night again into the next Shabbat. So the candle is one of them. We begin with candles Shabbat, we end with a candle. We also begin with a Shabbat Kiddush cup, we end with a Shabbat Kiddush cup, right? I believe for most people at beginning Shabbat is the challah, right? Well, we are not using the challah for Motzei Shabbat, all right, for the ending of Shabbat, but we have spices. Why those beautiful spice boxes? Fragrant with any. You use cinnamon, cloves, no pepper allowed. Only the good sweet like cardamom, any of the sweet smelling spices. Again, for the transition from workday into the next Shabbat again. Those 3 items are necessary. The candles, the twisted candle is lit, usually by the father, and I believe, no, but nothing really was explained why I was holding it, but I was the youngest, so I got to hold it, which great honor, beautiful, you hold it, and I can still see it, and then of course the wax is dripping down while the blessings are said, and while the songs are sung, the wax, sometimes it burned your finger a little bit, but it immediately dried up, and I loved to play with that wax. It was, it's, I remember one Hanukkah, I had enough, and I made myself a dreidel out of the wax.
Oh.
And when you play with that dried wax, it's so beautifully warm, lovely. It's a lovely feeling. So, and that's it. Basically, the candle is lit, blessings are said, songs are sung, the samim in spices, the sparks is passed around so that everybody gets a little sniff of it, and then the candle is extinguished into the wine cup.
Now, did you have the tradition of holding the candles high enough to be the height of your future groom?
I don't recall that, but I know you're supposed to hold it up high to show. It's again to light your way for the rest of the week, so that Shabbat will come again.
What about this?
And you're doing this with it's supposed to shine through with the fingernails. I just had a thought. I remember, the windows were open and everything until Hitler time. Then we had to close the shutters. I do not really remember or recall why this is necessary. You're supposed to see sort of, if you have fingernails, you're supposed to see the light shining through it.
Right.
I believe that's the idea.
Nice.
But why that, I don't remember why that is. So where did we leave off?
Well, that, and I do remember also that when we have the brief Havdalah service, we are talking about separating light from dark.
Light from dark, and the holiness to the profane. Really, it's this and the word implies that it is definitely a separation from the not just going to synagogue and not just doing the praying, but that feeling of holiness of the Shabbat compared to the rest of the work week.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When I was still in the kibbutz, of course there was a Havdalah service. It was an Orthodox kibbutz. But as soon as the Havdalah service was over, there was singing, dancing every Shabbat. When Shabbat was over, dancing, and we were taught the different dances, which was the highlight of the week, really, to be able to do that. We felt, all of us came from Europe, and so you felt this freedom of being able to do what you really wanted to do, and that and lots of singing, and I remember we were close to Mount Carmel. If you're familiar, there's a kibbutz, Yagur. The Carmel Mountains were right in front of us there. And there was a Druze village. Druze are Arabs, but completely friendly with the Jewish state. They were our friends.
Right.
And the men, not the women, of the Druze village would come down the mountain, and we would dance with them. Yeah, and that is what I remember. Then, of course, Shabbat was over, and the rest of the week, the next 6 days began all over again. Right. I don't remember that I continued. Once I moved to Tel Aviv and was with my sister. We did not continue this. My sister was not into things like this,
right?
And so we didn't do it. And you somehow get away from it, but you never really forget the experience that you've had with that beautiful ceremony. It's part of Shabbat, totally part of Shabbat.
If you wanted to share information about Havdalah with people who have never experienced it, where would you start?
I would start with the items. There are so many variety of Havdalah sets. Beautiful, from porcelain, china to glass to anything else. And I would say they add to the decor of any home.
Yes,
Do
they
not
do.
put them away, shove for the rest of the week. Make them visible. It is really and truly, it is beautiful, and especially the candle, the the colored candles. It's sort of like almost as if you see the rainbow. It's it's a lovely ceremony.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I just miss everybody, and that's it. But this is life right now. We have to take it as it comes. I've gone through a few experiences in my life, and this is just another one. This is one of those. There's nothing we can do. We will get over it. We will get through with it.
Amen.
Amen is right.
We will.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful.
You know where the word amen comes from?
No, let us know.
Emunah.
Oh.
Truth. When you like at the end of a prayer, when you say amen, I've spoken the truth. That's the connection with that word. Or emet. It's the same word, you know.
Wow, another wonderful lesson from the inimitable teacher. I love it. Carrie, thank you so much. Thank you for your time, for your joy,
You're doing the work.
for spreading Judaism. Thank you. Yes.
Well, the one thing, you know, I used to have the adult Hebrew class. Oh, I miss that so much. Yes.
Well, you still have it. You spread it wherever you are.
I'll try. I'll try.
Okay.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you, Gay.
Amen.
Thank you.
Shavua tov, Shavua tov, Shavua tov, Shavua tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua tov.